Gray is here on the Blaze Radio Network.
Well, it's debate day. It's on like Donkey Kong. Apparently nobody's backing out. We're going to see Donald Trump get together with Joe Biden tonight. And they are standing. It originally was set up to be seated. But I guess they changed that. Interesting.
Wonder what...
Surprised. I don't know. I think Trump wanted to stand the whole time.
Yeah, I'm sure.
So I don't know how he got that changed, but it apparently is. Maybe the drugs work better when you're standing. So Joe said, yeah, I'll stand, okay. I don't know if I can do it for more than 5 minutes, but we'll see.
It's 90 minutes, Beavis.
90 minutes. Two commercial breaks, though. That's new.
I do know that you're not allowed to talk to your team, your handlers,
right,
in between
the
breaks. It starts at 9 o'clock Eastern. Is that right, when the actual debate itself starts?
9 Eastern, 8 Central? We should do them eearlier than that.
I don't know.
Do they not realize that I have a bedtime? I got to go to bed, okay? I get up at 3.
Yeah.
So
hang on a second. Actually, you want this to be later, because the later it is, the worse Joe's going to be with his dementia.
Yeah, maybe. I think they rearranged the drug distribution, though, on nights like this.
Yeah. That's why he needed a week to get acclimated to the night drugs.
Probably. That's probably one of the reasons. I mean, who knows what's going on? One day we're going to find out, either in this life or the next. All the shenanigans that were happening, it's going to be amazing. You won't be able to believe it.
But hold on a second. Hold on. Is there like a different line? Like, do you get into the Amelia Earhart line when you get to heaven? Do you get into the, what drug?
The dinosaur line.
The dinosaur
Where do the dinosaurs fit in? I don't know, but I'm going to be in a lot of lines. The OJ line, I want to see that.
Oh, no. Boy, it's like oh my gosh, heaven is just one seminar after another.
Okay, here's what really happened to you dupes, all you morons that just bought anything. Look how naive you were.
It's like, imagine how long the line at the JFK presentation is going to be.
Oh, man.
It's like going to Disney World and trying to go to,
Seriously, what will be the longest line? It might be JFK, because that's incredible.
Yeah.
That's an incredible one. MH370, going to be in that line for sure.
9/11. By the way, Rowdy Introvert, thanks for the shirt. I'll be wearing this during the debate tonight. It's like a sporting event where the close your mouth, old man shirt from Rowdy Introvert.
Nice.
Yeah, he sells these. You can go to his Twitter page.
Okay.
Not a sponsor.
Awesome. All right, let's flash back to 2016 and the Republican debate.
I thought this would be a fun way to start this, because you remember I saw this yesterday on social media, and I had forgotten all about that. Remember that moment where they failed to...
Ben Carson?
Yes, they don't
Trump.
say his name. Did they say it, or was it too low or something?
Something. Anyway, Carson kind of got trapped. He was trapped between going... He left the backstage. But he didn't go all the way to the podium. So he's trapped in this no man's land, doesn't know what to do.
And keep your eye in the back at the curtain. The director for ABC is just like, go! It's so fun. This is
Watch this.
Awesome.
This is Senator Ted Cruz.
Cruz doesn't know what to do. He's going to the podium. Carson stands there.
Go. Donald Trump.
Go.
So now Trump doesn't know because he sees Ben
Florida
Carson.
Senator Marco Rubio.
Okay, so this is all screwed up now.
Yep, now it's
so Trump comes out and just hangs out with him. I'm going to stay with you.
Such a gentlemanly thing to do.
And there's stupid Jeb.
Former Florida Governor Jeb Bush.
John Fintech.
I don't know. It's AI.
And Dr. Ben Carson, please come out on the stage. He's standing there as well. Dr. Carson.
There you go. Thank you. Wow, what a weird. That's a weird moment.
Yep.
I forgot about that too, but it's kind of circulating now. Yeah. Remember this? Yeah, sadly. Kind of do. CNN also showed, as they prepare for trying to trash Donald Trump tonight, they showed how the debate microphones work.
If we go behind the podiums, you can see two green lights. When they're on, they signal to the candidate his microphone is on. When the green lights are off, they signal to the candidate his microphone is off. Now I want to give you a sense of what it will look like for viewers at home if a candidate whose microphone is off interrupts a candidate whose microphone is on. So I'm standing at one podium, and I'll ask Phil to come in and take the other podium.
Sure.
And so let's say I'm answering a question.
Let's
My
say
light
that.
is green, and I'm speaking. Phil's microphone is off, and his green lights are not illuminated. He's going to interrupt me as I'm speaking, and this is what it will sound like.
Phil looks sus.
My volume remains constant, while Phil's interruption can be difficult to understand.
Now, let's try the opposite. My microphone is now on. Victor's microphone is off, and he's going to interrupt me. My volume remains constant, while Victor's interruption can be difficult to understand. CNN's production team has shared this demonstration with the campaigns earlier today, and we're sharing it with you.
Wow, it almost sounds like
viewers, so
muted
everyone fully
microphones.
understands
Thank you for
how
explaining
tomorrow
that to
night
us.
will work. Now, we should note, by agreeing to participate in this debate, both campaigns and candidates also
So
agreed to
if
abide by
the
these
green
rules.
light
The
is
CNN presidential
on,
debate
that means
airs live
that I
tomorrow
can
night at 9 p.m.
speak,
Eastern.
right? But if it's off, that means I shouldn't be speaking. Is that how that works?
I guess. I didn't write that down. I don't know.
What if I start talking?
Wait, so now Pat, his microphone is off, and now his microphone is on.
Now we've switched it the other way, and my microphone is now on, and Keith's is off, and he could be difficult to understand right now since it's just background noise.
I appreciate the
Thanks for treating us like we're 3 years old. Here's what a microphone that's off sounds like when it's being picked up by a microphone that's on across the room.
Hello?
Oh, there it is. Can you hear that? That's
Okay, then now my microphone's on. But see, Pat's is off. Oh, boy, CNN. You've really outdone yourself.
Yeah. Let's see. I think we get the concept of muted microphones. I think we understand.
Awesome.
That is so weird. Who thought that was a good idea for a segment?
And I don't know who those two guys are. I don't watch CNN. I don't care. But it's like, you know that nobody at the office wanted to be a part of that demonstration. They're like, they didn't go to Anderson Cooper or Jake Tapper. Hey, guys, we need you to No, I don't think so. No, get the fit stringers.
Jeez.
So bad.
So AI shows us what the CNN setting parameters for the presidential debate would be if CNN was honest.
Hello and welcome to the first 2024 presidential debate hosted by CNN. I am Jake Tapper, and somewhere around here is my colleague, Dana Bash. I'd like to set the ground rules to this debate. First off, Biden is allowed to speak whenever he wishes. We will have commercial breaks whenever Biden feels the urge so that his needs can be taken care of.
Oh, no.
This may or may not include naps, energy boosts, or a snack such as ice cream. On the other hand, Trump is not allowed to speak unless spoken to, and if he interrupts Joe speaking, we're automatically going to deduct 10 points from Trump and Door. As the hall moderator of this debate, I can call it off at any moment and declare it a complete victory for Biden. Where did Trump go? He was just here.
There we go. All right, now we're getting somewhere.
The hostile takeover. Donald Trump.
That's awesome.
That's good.
Yeah.
And that's true. That's what they're trying to do. That's what they're trying to accomplish. Meanwhile, Vivek Ramaswamy gives Trump credit for agreeing to the debate terms.
I'll also tell you something I told President Trump, and I'll tell you as well, is I give him a lot of credit for doing this debate on the terms that were effectively set by Biden. Hosted by CNN in Atlanta without a live audience would be the equivalent of Joe Biden agreeing to do a Fox News hosted debate in Alabama with 3,000 live audience members. So I give Donald Trump a lot of credit for that. If you're going to lead the country, you got to be able to show up, and that's exactly what he's doing.
Well, yeah. It's like having the NBA championship played in one city the whole time. So you get the home court advantage all 7 games. All 7, if necessary, we'll play 7 games on your court. It's exactly what that's like. The home court advantage is huge, and it is in this case too.
Right.
that they set every term to make it look or to make it easier for Joe Biden to make him look better because they know they have to. Mm-hmm. I mean, he's incapable of doing this. It'll be fascinating to watch this tonight.
So, all right, this next video, Jennifer Hudson, wasn't she on American Idol?
She was.
Okay, so now she has a talk show, apparently. So
Jeez,
people,
who doesn't?
I know. People have been sending me this clip. It's a fascinating clip, honestly. It's of a former CIA official who, and this is back during the H.W. Bush days. And so this 90-second clip, she's talking about, spy stuff, CIA stuff. And so people have been sending me this clip saying this is going to be Joe Biden tonight,
all right,
wearing a mask. It's not going to really be him. So it'll be interesting. Anyway, it's fun.
I was chief of disguise.
What all did that entail?
Chief of disguise.
The office I worked in was like the Q in James Bond. We were the Q for the CIA and the intelligence community. So there were different parts of it. Whatever you needed, if you needed a bug, if you needed secret writing or a microdot or a concealment device or whatever you needed, you had to come to us and we'll put something together for you.
What's the most memorable moment
That's a real
being
thing.
in disguise for you?
Right. Mission Impossible, right?
Mm-hmm.
There were a number of them, but one that has to stand out, I went to the White House and I briefed George H.W. Bush, the president at the time, while I was wearing a full face mask. So we're sitting like this close together and I'm telling him that I'm going to show him the best disguise that we have. And he's looking for a bag, like, where is it? I said, well, I'm wearing it, and I'm going to take it off. And I reached to start taking it off, and he said, stop. And he got up, and he walked, and he looked at it. He didn't know it was a mask. He wasn't sure what I was wearing. He sat back down. He said, okay.
Huh.
So I took it off, and I was holding it up in the air so he could see it. My whole head. It had hair and a face and a neck.
So you could walk around as someone else?
Absolutely.
And that would be the disguise?
Weird.
Absolutely.
So that is very Mission Impossible-esque.
Right. Over 30 years ago, they were doing that. What does it look like now? So in other words, people are saying that it's going to be Biden tonight. I want to see Trump take the mask off and you'll see Obama underneath. I mean, that's what's happening anyway, right?
Yeah.
Oh, but I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah. Wow. I would have never guessed that the mask would be that convincing.
Right.
34 years ago?
Right.
Wow. I wonder if they also have that, the device that makes your voice sound like somebody else.
We're going full Mission Impossible.
Yeah. I want to know. I mean, if that's the case, there's got to be a lot of stuff going on that we don't know about.
Oh, yes.
Because you could use that pretty effectively. All right. I want to tell you why it's important for you to own a Jace case. Nobody who looks at our economy for more than a minute or two thinks that things are getting better. I mean, they're trying to tell us they are. But I've just been, we're going to tell you about, we can't show it to you because we'd be sued. But we're going to explain to you one of the inflation clips that are circulating on the internet right now that give you some insight into what's happened. But also, the shortages of drugs are amazing. And I've been affected by this multiple times already, where a drug I need is just not available. Sorry, we don't have it. Well, what am I supposed to do? Well, you're going to have to wait. Sorry. Well, not with the Jace case. This will at least provide you with the antibiotics necessary if some kind of bacterial infection kicks in and maybe amoxicillin or whatever is in short supply. Then you turn to the Jace case that you already have on hand. It's just a great way to be prepared. It's a cost-efficient way to be prepared. Go to jace.com, jacemedical.com. Enter the promo code PAT at checkout and get a discount on your order. That's promo code PAT at JASE. Jace. Did they take out the medical? Okay, so all you have to do is JASE, jace.com. All right. Jace.com.
This is Pat Gray Unleashed.
So we'd love to hear your thoughts on the debate tonight. 888-900-3393. How do you think this is going to go? Will CNN give Donald Trump even a fair shot at this. Is it the most important? I think it is. I think it's the most important presidential debate in American history. Will Trump obliterate Biden, as we all expect, or are our expectations too high? 888-900-3393. Also, another Supreme Court ruling came down the pike yesterday. And this MAGA Trump-like court did it again.
Oh, no. This is right-wingers?
In another 6-3 ruling. Yeah, they turned down the challenge to the Biden administration effort to influence social media. So they can continue trying to shut down conservatives on social media if they don't like what's being said.
Boy, this is not a good ruling
It's
at all.
Unbelievable. I don't want to hear anymore that this is a conservative court run by extreme right-wing coats. This is ridiculous. So they ruled in favor of the Biden administration in a challenge to its alleged coordination with social media companies, saying that the states who sued the administration lacked standing.
There it is.
This is how they dismiss everything they don't want to deal with.
It's how
you lack standing, so we're not going to listen to it. We lack standing? What are you talking about? Are they American citizens? Does it involve the First Amendment? Yes to both, so they have standing. The case was Murthy versus Missouri, and it stemmed from a lawsuit brought by state attorneys from Missouri and Louisiana that accused high-ranking government officials of working with giant social media companies under the guise of combating misinformation, which is not their job anyway. So that ultimately led to censoring speech on topics that included Hunter Biden's laptop, COVID-19 origins, and the efficacy of face masks, all of which the right was correct on in each case. Justice Amy Coney Barrett, writing for the majority, said the plaintiffs lacked standing to bring their challenge. So, again, it was Amy Coney Barrett siding with the wrong side. Again, she is just not who we thought she was.
No, she is not. Nope.
The only ones to dissent here were Clarence Thomas, as always. What a stalwart he is. Sam Alito and Neil Gorsuch.
Yep.
Everybody else decided the First Amendment's not worth protecting.
It's stunning. And I'm telling you, John Roberts, I mean, he is the opposite of leadership. And I think he always looks for cover.
He does.
In other words, if Amy Coney Barrett votes with the other three conservatives, right, or the three conservatives, then I think John Roberts goes ahead and sides then. But since he has a conservative justice, Amy Coney Barrett, saying no.
For cover.
Yeah. Then he goes and joins her.
Yeah.
I think that's how this guy votes. It's pathetic.
Despicable.
And Alito had some great things to say in his dissent. That
one of the things he said was that American citizens are going to be really sorry about this ruling eventually. And I already am, because we know what's going to happen now. They're going to try to shut you down if your opinion differs from theirs during this electoral cycle. And they're just going to muddy the waters so that you don't know what's real and what's not. Anything they don't like, though, they can work with Instagram and Facebook and all the rest of the left-wing media to shut it down.
I thought this was...
X probably won't play along.
No, thank you, Elon Musk.
Yeah, thank heaven.
I'm grateful that someone else owns at least one social media outlet. But here's one of the lines from the dissent from Alito. I assume that a fair portion of what social media users had to say about COVID-19 and the pandemic was of little lasting value. Some was undoubtedly untrue or misleading, and some may have been downright dangerous. But we now know that valuable speech was also suppressed.
Right.
And that's the thing.
Yeah.
You're letting the government decide what is valuable speech and what's not?
Dangerous.
Could there be a clear example of a First Amendment violation?
No, to me, that's pretty clear.
Pretty clear.
Pretty clear.
I mean, you've got this case, this ruling What happened to Alex Jones? They went after the doctors in California for their licenses because they were prescribing stuff like ivermectin, right?
Yeah, hydroxychloroquine.
Yeah, and it's just like it never ends. You got the pro-lifers praying in hallways. I mean, the First Amendment is a carcass at this point. It's amazing to behold this.
They have set fire to the U.S. Constitution. It's crazy.
Yes. It's depressing.
Yeah. Agonizing. So
I don't know what kind of questions they're going to ask Trump tonight. They'll probably be like, will you accept the election results? They probably won't ask Joe Biden. They'll probably ask Trump, anything you regret about how you handled COVID, but they won't ask Joe Biden that. They'll probably talk about Trump's court situation and his conviction, but they won't bother to ask, Joe Biden about his connections to China and his family's connections, or Hunter Biden's laptop, or garage top secret documents. We need to ask Donald Trump if there's a Supreme Court placement that he regrets. Because Amy Coney Barrett not working out.
Not at all. Nope. It's really a shame because the left never has this problem. Never.
I know.
When they put a reliably liberal into that position, they remain. In fact, they become more extreme left wing.
Yes. Yes.
I mean, you never have to say, "Oh, wow, they put in Ruth Bader Ginsburg, and look at all the conservative rulings she's made."
And just think of the case that the liberals and Democrats always lean on the Supreme Court. They took away Roe versus Wade. Okay, are you saying that giving the states the ability to make their own laws on abortion, that's your crazy right-wing stance?
Right.
That's what you're pointing to?
Yeah. Well, then the Constitution is a crazy right-wing document if that's the case, because That's what the Constitution mandates on abortion. However, I kept, especially yesterday as this ruling was being leaked, I don't know how many times I heard people refer to abortion as a constitutionally protected right that was stolen away from them by this mega MAGA court. Show me the right to kill babies in the Constitution. You can't, because it's not there. Never has been, never will be. But they did. They're apparently poised, at least, to allow the emergency abortions in Idaho for now. And that wasn't supposed to come out yet, but it was leaked by Sotomayor. Probably. We don't know that for a fact, but that's my suspicion. Crazy. Just absolutely crazy. Although I've always been in favor of protecting the mother. If her life is in danger, yeah, that's the only time, really. But because you don't want to lose her, you don't want to lose the mother of your other children, your wife. So but that's rarely the case. Very rarely. It's not 1846 anymore. We've got ways to protect women other than abortion. But if it comes to that, and you're choosing between the life of the mother and the baby, I'm going to choose my wife every time. So I think that, and Idaho said, by the way, yeah, that's already in the bill. That's already law. You can already have an emergency abortion like that if it's to save the mother's life. So this was completely unnecessary, but it's incredible what's happening right now. Just absolutely incredible. But don't worry about it. Donald Trump is the one who has endangered and threatened democracy. All right. Let's go to Ron in Florida. Hey, Ron, you're on the Blaze.
Hey, how are you doing?
Good.
Yeah, just have a question. I've never heard anybody on any network, unless I've missed it, ask the question, will the Biden campaign get questions ahead of time?
Now, supposedly not, but I don't believe that.
Didn't that happen?
Hillary did.
Hillary Clinton?
Yes,
Yep.
Sure did.
PBS.
Sure did.
Whatever her name was.
Thanks, Ron. That's a really good point. He may already know all of the questions, and so they were going over the answers at Camp David. What do you want to bet that's the case? be somewhat of a slight advantage there, wouldn't it? Because then he doesn't have to think on his feet.
I don't know. Knowing Joe, he would recite the wrong answer to the different question.
Yeah.
It'd make no sense.
Yep.
Talking about climate change. Yeah, but the question was about abortions.
And without any of their advisors around him, who's going to lead him off stage when this thing is over?
I can't wait for that.
Well, over here, over there. Do I go up? Is there a ladder? Don't jump.
Don't jump.
Don't jump.
Oh, man. We gotta. Please turn
I really want to don't
I
jump.
want the microphones to be on after the debate because we gotta hear that.
It seems like it's been a while since we've had a don't jump, hasn't it? Has it been a month or so since a don't jump happened?
Yeah, and we were all disappointed on the parachute guy. Lands.
Oh yeah.
And if ever there was a golden moment, too late.
That would have been the time to say it, but no, I don't think he did.
That's a shame. That's an opportunity lost.
He did say this, though.
Thanks to all the members of Congress and Homeland Security.
A few days ago.
Secretary. I'm not sure I'm going to introduce you all the way. If you can believe it, banning books about black experiences. Trying to erase and rewrite history.
I want to hear one of those tonight.
Donald
Trump, my opponent, Donald Trump.
If we don't get a Biden moment like that, it will be a
major disappointment.
Yes, it will be unfulfilling tonight.
We need one. Just
she knows so long as she was 9.
Yeah.
You can believe it, banning books about black experiences. Trying to erase and rewrite history. Thanks to all the members of Congress and Homeland Security Secretary. I'm not sure I'm
okay. So this is where Trump's microphone being muted is going to pay off tremendously.
Right, because he's going to be left to his own devices.
You're not going to hear the back and forth, the talking over him or anything.
Right.
If he dies on the vine like that, we're going to hear it.
What's the over-under on his escape hatch anyway?
Oh, gosh.
Anyway. Anyway.
I'll put it at
or let me put it this way.
1.5.
1.5?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm taking
1.5.
Yeah.
Anyways.
It'll take 2. There'll be 2 anyways.
I'm gonna go over 2. I'm gonna go. Yeah, I'm gonna go over on that.
So we're both over.
Yep.
All right. What else do you want to see tonight, Pat? Joe Biden flubs.
I want one of these. If this comes out, it'll be a happy night.
God save the Queen, man.
I want to see that. I want to hear that. Or maybe Trump could at least ask him, "Hey, what was God Save the Queen all about?" By the way.
But see, that's the thing. That's the thing. Your coworkers don't pay attention to the stuff the way you do, and they're not going to know what he's talking about if he brings that up.
Very true.
It's got to be something. It's got to be a reference to something that everybody has witnessed. I don't know, man.
I don't either.
What do you got? You got an anyway? What else you want to see? Let's see. Something about challenging black people, like
something racist.
Something rafist. Yeah, something racist.
Doesn't have to be specific. Just something racist out of his stupid mouth.
After I signed the PAC-Cadillac Act into.
After he signed the PAC-Cadillac Act into act.
Okay, hold on.
Trading in his Chevy for a Cadillac.
He'll screw up numbers.
He'll
screw up.
screwing up numbers.
An acronym like that.
That's really good. Yes.
But how many?
Yes. Try to get him to say the ATF.
That's
so
what Team Trump needs to be doing.
Yes.
Like they need to.
Yes.
Tell Trump you've got to make it so that he put him on the spot with a number.
Mm-hmm.
Like.
Wonder
Joe,
if they've noticed that.
How many people died from because you can make a point. How many people died from COVID?
1 million, billion,
during your administration.
trillion.
He'll either screw up the number,
jillion,
or that number will end up is it higher than it was under Trump.
Right.
And so you're going to win either way.
Either way, it's a win because the number is much higher under Biden than Trump. And just for the same time period too. Of course, he's been in office longer since the outbreak of the pandemic. But if you compare year to year, Biden's year was much worse than Trump's. 888-900-3393. More Pat Gray Unleashed coming up.
Pat Gray Unleashed.
Working too hard to give you a heart attack. You wanna know by now.
After I signed the Act into
Okay. So there he is.
There he is.
Performing Billy Joel classics. So great when he does that. I
Better
love it.
singer than he is a speaker.
Yes, he is. No question. We got some tweets here. Carl Smith tweets, doesn't any American who speaks have standing in a First Amendment argument? You would think so.
Mm-hmm.
Patriot Beagles 2, no need to pack the court with Brett and Amy there.
Yeah, I can't give Brett Kavanaugh a pass either.
Yeah, jeez. He's not been great. Carol Remarks tweets, Donald Trump should ask Joe Biden how his granddaughter Navy is doing. Hey, and all your visits to Arkansas to see Navy, how have those been? It's been great, right?
Grandkids are great, aren't they, Joe?
And how many do you have? 5, 6? You can't count, right? You don't know. You have no idea.
Anyway,
I've said too much. All right. Robert in Kentucky, you're on the Blaze. Hi.
How's your day going so far? Hey, Pat.
Hey.
So, a couple of things. One, I think for the debate, the best power move that Trump could do, because we all know Biden's not going to know where he's at or where to go after the debate,
yeah,
is to simply walk over, take the old man gently by the arm, and guide him off the stage.
Oh, I'd love that.
Oh.
That would be so...
Like Obama did?
So sweet of him to do.
Oh, yeah.
Look,
Absolutely.
I'm just looking out for the commander-in-chief. I'm just going to guide you off the stage because I know you can't do it on your own. Yeah, that'd be great. Thanks, Robert. Just take him by the hand and gently lead him off the stage.
Uh-huh. What do you think?
Classic.
What do you think Obama was saying to Joe the other night when he was guiding the old man off the stage? How do you think that conversation was? Because he was trying to get some kind of reaction out of him.
Hurry up, old man. I'm tired of walking next to you.
Let's go to Adam in Texas. Hey, Adam, you're on the Blaze. Hi.
Hey, good morning, Pat and team. I actually wanted to try to convince you that abortion for the life of the mother is a nonsensical statement.
Okay.
First off, the term abortion has changed in the past 50 to 60 years from abortion of the pregnancy to abortion of the baby. And that's a clear distinction that needs to be made. And when you talk about abortions, the first and second trimester, if there's ever a problem, the body has a natural instinct to flush itself out.
Yeah.
And so that's really not what we're talking about. Usually when we're having this discussion, it's the third trimester, right? And at that point, is a cesarean or an abortion a better procedure? A C-section can be done in about 15 minutes.
Yeah.
An abortion procedure is about 2 hours. So do you want to spend 2 hours killing your kid and then saving your mother, or about 15 minutes?
Yeah, that's an interesting point. Yeah. And I would imagine that, is it virtually all emergencies happen in the third trimester? Because like you said...
When abortion is required, yes.
Yeah.
When they make the argument that it's required. Because in early stages, you consider an unviable fetus. The baby's isn't growing. It's a blighted ovum. The baby's heart stopped. There's no need to kill the kid.
Right.
You just have to induce labor or let the body flush it out.
Do you have a medical background? Or are you just
I don't, but my wife actually works in OBGYN.
Okay.
So.
All right. Appreciate it. Thanks, Adam. Yeah, good points. So, the whole thing, I mean, they have it both ways. You know, they love children, try to protect children, and yet demand the right to end the life of a child right up to and including birth. So it's a little hard to figure out. They have the same situation going in climate change. They have it both ways. Same with the border. They have it both ways. Open border policies, but then they just turn around and blame the fact that the border's not open or is open on Republicans. And they're trying desperately to close it. On the other hand, they want to welcome all who come to America for a better life. But we've also secured the border, and yet we can't get Republicans to act on the border. Wait, I thought it was secure. What do you need? What do you need Congress for? Just unbelievable. It's really difficult when they have both sides of every issue to deal with these people. And speaking of immigration, immigrant crime rate is lower, of course. We heard this the other day from a LULAC representative, I think it was. But here's Jerry Nadler.
Oh, Nadler.
On the crime rate lower than native-born Americans.
If you look at the statistics, the crime rate among immigrants is far lower than the crime rate among native-born Americans. So the whole issue is wrong.
Aren't the crimes preventable, though, if these people don't have a right to be here in the first place?
Yes! Yes!
That's what I was going to say.
Oh, he ran out of juice.
Oh, she had the exact proper response to his BS there.
That's
and he couldn't
awesome.
deal with it.
Wow, he had his talking point and no follow-up ability.
I can't defend the talking point.
Yeah.
So I've said what I had to say.
And wait a minute,
I'm not going to talk to you anymore.
Hold on a second. So aren't 100% of illegals criminals if
Yes.
they crossed
Yes.
illegally?
Yes.
So if 100% of Americans, if it's less than 100% of Americans are criminals, then you're wrong in that front too, bro. That's fun. That's fun. Oh, gosh. Yeah, this next story. I mean, it's every day. It's every day something terrible happened. This story of North Carolina is just, I hate these things, man.
When someone is in the country illegally and possessing a firearm and causing harm to people, that concerns me greatly as the sheriff in this county.
The 3 men are recovering after a former co-worker allegedly assaulted them at a work site in Stokesdale early yesterday morning.
Police arrested 37-year-old Julio Monquel Sandria. He's accused of beating one person with an extension cord and forcing that employee to assault 2 others while holding them at gunpoint.
What?
Right?
Weird.
So weird.
Yeah, but the percentage of illegals doing that is much lower than Americans who beat their coworkers with an extension cord.
Is that right?
Yeah. Yeah, it's a
hold on a second.
By a lot.
You guys do
it's
it
not
every
even
single
close.
day to Fisher. You guys beat him.
With
We
an
don't
extension
talk about
cord.
everything on the air, Chris.
Yeah, that's for our inside
All right,
voice.
this is a show we're doing here. Okay, all right. The hazing stuff is off air. Yeah, it's every day, man. Every day it's something. Hey, where was this? The impeached Alejandro Mayorkas. Where was he talking yesterday?
I have no idea, but he was at a hangar.
He was at
a hangar?
Yeah, a hangar.
A hangar.
Okay. So is that different than a hangar?
Oh no,
it is.
But he was at a hangar.
If it's
had he not eaten in a while?
The cars.
Okay.
I mean the planes.
He was hangry.
Yeah. Okay.
Let's see. Where was he? I don't even know. Whatever. Doesn't matter.
Here he is. Impeached Mayorkas.
DHS confirms that at least 400 migrants with potential ISIS ties recently crossed into the United States.
That is incorrect.
Tell us why.
That reporting is incorrect. We do not have identified 400 people with potential ISIS ties.
$3.99.
And let me again assure you that individuals who are identified to have those ties would pose a concern to us from a public safety and a security perspective, and they would be priorities for detention and removal.
So that initial NBC report inaccurate of the 400 potential ISIS ties?
I think it is inaccurate.
You think it is?
He's good.
He thinks it is. Huh. Sounded pretty certain before that. Now he thinks it is. Now the actual report from an actual news agency. You're calling NBC liars or inaccurate. You willing to do that? Well, I think I'm not sure about that. Also, here's impeached Mayorkas being asked about ISIS-K in the U.S.
Your department recently arrested 8 men from Tajikistan due to terrorism-related concerns. Is your department taking any new steps to better screen, identify, and detain migrants who may pose a threat to national security? And are there other migrants out there released by your department that you are concerned about from a national security perspective? Good question.
Camilla, let me reiterate the foundational point. That the safety and security of the American people are our highest priority. If an individual is of concern from a national security or a public safety perspective, they are a priority for detention.
No matter what the question is, ignore it and just give them the answer that we've already prepared. Okay? Our priority is, protecting Americans. Really? Because it doesn't seem like that. It seems like your lowest priority. Mm-hmm. So, impeached Alejandro Mayorkas insists that these illegals are vetted.
Okay.
They're coming across the border, and we are vetting them?
Define vet.
Okay.
Obviously, the media, the nation has had their eyes on the brutal crimes committed recently by illegal immigrants. One of them was actually wearing an ICE ankle monitor. Yet this morning you said in an interview that the safety of the American people is the priority and that these individuals are vetted. But we know in our conversations with the ICE director, we've heard the FBI director say that there are significant gaps in intel. So what would you say to reassure the American people that they are in fact safe? And what would you say to the families who are mourning their loved ones because of these migrant crimes being committed?
Well, let me start where you ended. A message to the families is, of course, our hearts are with them, given their suffering. The safety and security of the American public is indeed our highest priority.
Yeah.
We screen and vet individuals when we encounter them. If we learn of derogatory information subsequently, later in the process, then we take enforcement action accordingly.
Highest priority.
Yeah, well, the enforcement action they take is to let them go. Just set them free and say, go wherever you want.
Well, and then you make them promise to come to court in about 7 years.
Sometimes they make them pinky promise.
Oh, see.
Yeah, and you can't break a pinky promise, as
That's
you know.
Serious stuff. She alluded to that. One of the rapist murderers in Houston of the poor 12-year-old girl was wearing an ICE bracelet on his ankle, their monitor.
Oh, jeez.
Boy, that's good. Good stuff.
And then that same guy cut it right after it was found out that they were trying to find him.
Okay. And here's a judge making the 12-year-old rape and murder in Houston that just happened. That's all about Trump.
It's a Harris County judge. She's been out of control for a long time. She was connected to some of the stuff happening around the election, and she is just a mess. But yeah, this is brilliant.
It hurts even more that they're being used as pawns in this fight over immigration that doesn't even exist because Biden and McConnell agree. It's just that Trump won't let them move it forward.
All due respect, Judge, you said this issue shouldn't be politicized, but by pointing the finger at former President Trump and Republicans in Congress, aren't you politicizing it?
Yes.
I think I answered the question. So,
not this one. You didn't.
Yeah, I mean, this is about Jocelyn. This is about her family, and if we want to,
Judge,
as I said, talk about immigration.
You didn't answer the question. Mm-hmm. Are you politicizing this?
Yes, of course.
By pointing the finger at Republicans and saying it's their fault, not the fault of the Biden administration that lifted the Remain in Mexico policies.
Mm-hmm. Again, the Biden administration reached an agreement with Leader McConnell to address this, but this is not about immigration. I'm not going to feed into that.
I want to know what her IQ is. What do you think, Judge Hidalgo? And what does it take to become a judge in America anymore? I mean, she is...
Be a Democrat.
She's brilliant, isn't she?
Genius.
There she is. Judge Hidalgo.
Really
Harris
bad.
County, Texas.
Really, really bad.
Oof.
Okay, let me tell you about Real Estate Agents I Trust. You need a really good realtor. We're in the process of selling our house. It is so stressful. And in the beginning, our realtor came over and we went through what we were planning, and she helped us revise that plan so that we wouldn't, spend just an inordinate amount of money that we're not going to get back in the sale price. So you need somebody who's going to go with you down that process and help relieve some of that stress and help you make really good decisions along the way. That's Real Estate Agents I Trust. These agents have been carefully vetted. We know who they are. We know where they live and their track record and their success rate and all of those things. And it's a free service that we provide to you. We just set you up with the realtor, and then you take care of the rest. Real Estate Agents I Trust. Fans of the show, people you can trust, thus the name. RealestateAgentsITrust.com.
This is Pat Gray Unleashed.
All right, just to finish off the hour with something a little lighter, a feel-good video. The Navy women's lacrosse team.
Oh, yeah.
Singing Toby Keith's song.
Yes! I love this. I'm a fan.
And it went a little something like this. That's awesome.
That is awesome. I can't believe that.
Did they just win the championship, or
I have no idea how good
what
they
a
are.
lacrosse game? Or, I'm not as up on my women's lacrosse information as I probably should be.
Sexist.
Yeah, I know.
Wow.
But I will tell you, my knowledge of men's lacrosse is pretty much equal to.
You're just a hater of sports.
Okay.
Yeah,
you know
clearly.
what? Is it wrong that as I watched that video, I thought two things? I can't believe that they would run with the American flag and get away with it in America, of all places.
Mm-hmm. Especially at a naval academy.
Exactly. And then also, I didn't see any dudes on the team, which is a good thing.
That is a good thing.
I was just shocked.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know how good they are, man. I don't know.
They're good enough to do that.
Good enough to do that.
We saw them score some goals, so they can do that, and that's critical when it comes to winning lacrosse.
Let's see. Oh, they went 15-4, or they are currently 15-4.
Oh, so they're good.
I'd say that's good.
They went 15-4, and they lost in the Patriot League Championship playoffs. I don't know what round.
Darn it!
Oh my gosh, they lost 12-11 in overtime to Loyola. That sounds like a good game right there.
Yeah.
Anyway, thank you for loving this country.
Yeah, absolutely.
And not being
that
shy
song is
about
awesome.
It. Yeah, it is. Yeah.
And they're pretty demonstrative with it too. You could tell they love this country. 888-900-3393. More Pat Gray Unleashed coming up.
Pat Gray Unleashed.
Pat Gray is here on the Blaze Radio Network.
All right, big debate tonight. Trump, Biden, the rematch. Kind of interesting news came out this week about the Bidens and how many times they've refinanced their Delaware homes. 35 times. They're essentially using their home as an ATM. They've taken out all kinds of mortgages and refinanced 35 times. He's lived in two houses in his home state, just in the home state, since 1975. He bought his first property in Wilmington. He later sold that one in the 1990s. And that was a little bit controversial because he had a bunch of mortgages on it, I believe, when he sold it. So he bought it for $185,000 in 1975. In 75, that's an expensive home.
Wow.
He sold it for $1.2 million in 1996.
Hang on.
Wow.
How much did he buy it for? In what year?
$185,000, 1975. Sold it in 96 for $1.2 million. He had 15 mortgages and lines of credit on it.
How do you do that?
I don't know.
Honestly,
well, you're a U.S. senator, and they allow you to do these things if you are, I guess. Again, it's you and I probably couldn't do this, but he sure can. He also owns the summer home that he goes to all the time in Rehoboth. And they bought that in June 2017 for $2.7 million. It has no mortgage on it. Why? They paid cash. Wait, middle-class lunch pail Joe paid cash for a $2.7 million home? Huh. I seem to be doing okay.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that's just great middle-class kind of stuff. If you take your lunchbox to work with you and you're eating out of your lunchbox every day like a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, of course you don't have the kind of money to
hold on
to buy Rehoboth Beach properties for cash. Well, except for Joe does. Joe does.
He only makes, $175,000 a year.
Yeah.
And he's buying with cash a 2.6. It's almost like he's
$2.7 million home.
Getting money from somewhere else.
Somewhere else. Yeah, it's almost like there's a side hustle there.
Almost like that.
Comes into play, but I'm sure not.
No.
He's spending too much time serving us, taking care of us, focusing on the American people and the United States of America to be China. In a side hustle.
That's it, China. Yeah. So,
China.
It's interesting you're talking about this. Let's see here. Just so you know that in 2020, in the United States of America, you needed an average income of $59,000 a year to afford the average home in the United States, okay? 2020, $59,000.
Mm-hmm.
Today?
Yeah.
$106,500.
Oh, my gosh.
To afford the typical home in the United States of America.
Have you anybody seen the clip that is circulating on the internet right now? This guy, we can't play it because we'll get sued, so we're just going to explain it to you. But he's talking about some groceries he bought in 2020. He went to Walmart, bought a bunch of groceries. I think he said 45 items. He bought 45 items for $126. Then there's a reorder button that you can click on the Walmart site that shows you what that would cost you today. If to buy the exact same 45 items, it went from $126 to $414.
And it wasn't 2020, it was 2022.
Oh, just 2 years later?
2 years difference, almost 4 times as much.
My gosh.
What?
Oh, but they've got, Bidenomics is working beautifully. Thank you, Joe Biden. We just don't understand how good we have it with this guy.
Mm-hmm.
If we just listen to him, that's another thing we need to put up on the board. A lie about his life, his past, his origins, and one of the tried and true stories maybe about either the trains or Xi Jinping. One of those.
Oh, my.
Meanwhile, let's go to Shannon in North Carolina. Hey, Shannon, you're on the Blaze.
How you doing?
Good.
Morning.
You really concerned, or you just making small talk?
I was hoping you were going to ask.
Uh-huh.
Yes, sir, I'm concerned.
Okay, good. Great. Thank you. I was sensing some of that. Appreciate it.
Exactly.
What's up?
Yesterday I heard on Hannity, a guy who called in must have been channeling his inner Maharishi who could read the stitches on a fastball.
Uh-huh.
He was saying that if Biden comes out and is sharp as a tack, can put a cogent thought together and complete sentences, and he doesn't appear to be a senile, old, forgetful man, then he should be held in regards to the Her report. He should be put on trial.
The Her should be put on trial?
No.
Or Biden should be put on trial. Oh, okay. Yeah, because he proved himself to be mentally fit for trial. Yes. Okay.
Absolutely.
Right. Yeah. That's a pretty good point.
It'll be very interesting. Yeah, and when I heard that yesterday, I couldn't believe it.
Yeah.
Brilliant thinking.
Yeah. Appreciate it. Thanks, Shannon. That is a good thought. Because if he's this competent, let's have him stand trial for the crimes of holding on to all of those classified documents, which they're still planning to charge Trump with. So, yeah, but it's a two-tier justice system. We know that.
Power in the D, baby.
Yep. Sean in Kentucky. Hi, you're on the Blaze.
Hey, Pat.
Hey.
Love you, Jesse, and Keith.
Thank you.
And I just have a quick question. I wonder if that we're holding Trump to such a high standard tonight that no matter what he does, unless Biden falls flat on his face, he really doesn't have a path to win for the debate tonight. Because, I mean, we just figure Biden's going to flop.
Right. Yeah, that is a danger. Appreciate it. Thanks, Sean. That's a definite concern. Because, yeah, we have hyped this for a long time, and everybody expects Biden to fall on his face. But, you know, as we've mentioned, he didn't completely fall flat with the State of the Union address. They hopped him up on something, and he got through it adequately, I'd say. And so if he does the same thing tonight, the expectation for him is so low that, yeah, it'll look like a win. So that's hard to get around, though. That's why I'm hoping that he just falls flat on his face. You know, we get I don't know, something like
she knows
this.
She knows so long as she was 9. She
Right.
knows so long as she was 9.
I'd love to get
Her
that.
freedom can never be secured.
I'm sorry, what?
She knows so long as she was 9. After I signed the PAC Act into
Right. So one of those things, will that happen? Yes. Will it happen enough that it convinces America that this guy can't be president another 4 years? Jeez, I hope so. I hope so. Oh, man. But we had more fun at the White House yesterday. More pride, because pride is such a good thing. I think that's in the good book, right? That's in the Bible.
Yeah.
Be as proud as you possibly can, because it's really a righteous emotion. Okay, so here's the pride at the White House yesterday.
LGBTQ students deserve to be safe.
LGBTQ2 plus.
Wow, I'd forgotten.
LGBTQ students deserve to be safe.
They deserve to be safe.
Why?
Other students don't, but the LGBTQ students do.
LGBTQ students deserve to be safe.
Good.
Recovered a lot better than Justin Trudeau did, that's for sure.
Wow. Yeah, that took him a while. I don't know. This whole thing is driving me out of my mind. What do we have? 3 days left?
Yeah, we're getting there.
3 days left.
Sunday, it's over.
Big deal being made right now out of the fact that the Texas Rangers are still the only Major League Baseball team without a Pride Night.
How dare they?
How dare they? Stick to it, please, Rangers. Please. You don't have to celebrate or promote anybody's preferred method of sex. You don't need to do that, especially at the ballpark. Why? You know what? If you're part of Pride Month, whatever, you identify with that community. You go be as proud of the people you have sex with as you want. We don't have to participate. It's unconscionable that every other organization in Major League Baseball has caved into this pressure. Does anyone get yet that all those years, gay marriage was not the ultimate goal of the radical leaders of this movement? It was never the goal. The goal was acceptance, embracing, promoting this lifestyle. That was always the goal, and here we are in the midst of it, promoting it every June, all month, and then every other day of the year, really.
Yeah. Yep, and at the same time that the radicals in that movement were advancing the ball, they were also being hijacked by the trans movement.
Yeah, right.
Like, yeah, we're going to be a leech and we're going to jump on here and we're going to push our agenda as well. So you got
have they ever successfully done that?
There.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's see. What was the White House Pride thing? I don't know. KJP was there too. Oh yeah, it's just some
I mean, she's proud. You know she's proud.
Look at that.
Oh, look at that.
Like 6 months.
All right, look at that. That's your White House, ladies and gentlemen.
All wrapped in rainbow colors.
How
and there's our rainbow person, Curly.
Curly. Oh, fun.
Nice. That's great. Okay, so she didn't even say anything, but she was there.
I mean, yeah,
that's good.
So, speaking of the insanities of pride and pronouns and stuff, did you see the United Airlines mom? She had I don't know if the kid was like, 2 years old? Did you see this, Chris? And she gets kicked off the flight from San Francisco to Austin because she didn't say the right pronouns.
No, I didn't see that.
To the
flight attendant?
Flight attendant. And the flight attendant apparently wasn't the one that got upset. It was another flight attendant.
Of course, a Karen.
Karen. And she's like, well, your luggage is going to Austin, but you're not. And so,
really?
Yeah. I just kind of threw that in. But that's what happened. That's what happened. So her stuff got sent. 75-year-old woman, this 30 to 40-year-old with her 2-year-old kid, we're leaving you in the dust. So she made a video on social media. And United was getting a lot of flack when I saw that last night online.
Good.
So
good.
And then at the same time, there's that weird video of the CEO of United circulating where he's like in drags and lingerie and fishnets crawling around. I don't know if it was like a Halloween thing. And
no,
the United
years
CEO?
ago.
United, he's a drag. It came out last time they did the whole push of Pride. I think it was last year. That's when it came out that he did drag or does drag, but drag is his
good for
his
him.
Resume.
It's a beautiful form of art.
He's embracing himself,
right? Yeah,
or herself.
It's awesome.
Or itself.
It's awesome.
Yeah. Good.
All right.
I believe we're gonna have a drag queen on Friday on Overtime.
Oh no.
Are we?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Story time?
Story time. It's gonna be story time.
Is it the person with the horns?
I could not get him or her.
Darn it.
But I got you remember the flight attendant that was at CNN?
Yeah, we
played that clip.
Showed her yesterday, I think.
She's going to join us in studio tomorrow. Just wait.
Oh, okay,
it's going to be fantastic.
No.
Good. Most drag queens really do identify as men, though, right?
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
They don't try to say we're women.
Your typical drag queen.
Yeah.
Now you got the progressive liberal.
Yeah, it's a little
Those
different.
are the ones that are trying to read kids. Yes.
Yeah. All right, if you're tired of costly HEPA filter repairs and replacements, you can say goodbye to all of that with the Eden Pure Thunderstorm air purifier. These things are fantastic. Look how compact it is. They're awesome. And there's nothing to it. You just pull up the plug-in, you stick it in the wall, and you turn it on.
Love it.
Just like that. And the O3 molecules start taking care of any odors. Like within seconds. Odors, mold, mildew, all of that stuff goes away. It's just fantastic. You won't believe how quickly this works and how efficient and easy it is to use. And right now you can get $200 off a 3-pack for whole home protection. Visit EdenPureDeals.com. Use the discount code PAT3. Discount code PAT3 at Eden, E-D-E-N, EdenPureDeals.com.
Pat Gray Unleashed.
Got some tweets here. Some breaking news, too, from Lone Wolf 2965. CNN has announced that Joe Biden has won tonight's debate. Congratulations, Joe Biden.
Wait, hold on. What?
It's about that bad, isn't it?
Yeah, it sure is.
Where this predictively already declaring victory. I could see that happening.
Yeah, I bet that, you know what, as long as CNN's at it, have they already declared Joe Biden the winner of the election as well?
Yes.
Come on, man.
Now, the returns are early, but they're projecting that Joe Biden has won the presidency for a second term. Sarah the Band tweets, went to the baseball game, and I rolled my eyes due to pride so many times, I thought they were going to roll out of my head. It was beyond ridiculous. I'll never go to another June game. I wonder what city that was and what team. Is it minor league or major league?
I don't know. I know she's a big Kansas City Chiefs fan.
Okay.
Are you at a Royals game? I really don't know. But she mentions that. You were talking about pride and the Rangers still holding off on that.
Mm-hmm.
Explain this if you can. The Atlanta Braves, I watch them every night. It's Braves on Bally. And for the first 2 weeks of June, it was just normal graphics. And then there were these 2 random nights in the middle of the week where they did the little rainbow crap at the bottom. And I was like, oh, okay, I guess somebody sent a memo, said, hey, why aren't we doing Pride? That lasted for 2 games, and now it's back to the normal graphics again. There's like this tug of war going on. I don't know if it's happening on all of the MLB feeds or what.
Or maybe they just did it so that they could say, yeah, we did it. We took care of Pride.
Yeah.
We did a Pride celebration. Did you not watch us those 2 nights?
I just weird. I just love to see, though, how so many, it seems like corporations this year are backing off.
It's interesting. A little bit of a blowback, I would say, if you will. Unrepentant thought criminal tweets, every June, I feel nostalgic for the days when the guys were still telling us to stay out of their bedrooms. Isn't that the truth?
Nostalgia.
Wouldn't that be nice? Okay, just stay out of my bedroom. How about government out of my womb and out of my bedroom? Okay, all right.
You got it.
But now they're insistent that we all join them in there and applaud while they're doing whatever it is they're doing in there. Hey, we are so proud of you. Yeah. Woo. Yeah, that's great. Keep it up. If you will.
You are limber.
Okay. All right. Yeah, it's great, isn't it? It's great. Did you see there's going to be a documentary on Cody Wilson? You know who he is, the gun guy?
Oh, wait. The guy out here talking about it was... Right? Is this the guy who was the
guy out here? I need a better descriptor than that.
No, you don't. The guy
out here. Yeah.
Period.
The guy out here.
Talking about the 3D printer?
Yes.
Yes. See, you got it. You got there.
With the first 3D printed gun.
Cody.
He's the subject of a documentary now. Huh. So he's out there promoting it. It's called Death Athletic, A Dissident Architecture. And Jessica Solche does an intimate portrait of the 8-year span in Wilson's life. And he even pulls a classic villain move explaining his devious plan. He said, to a certain level, all this is theater. If Google's model is don't be evil, and we all know how Google is at doing that, Defense Distributed's motto, I guess that's his company, is be evil, or at least think evil. I've always been up front about how it's going to go, what I plan to do before I do it. And really, only when people reach out and try to stop it does that seal the deal and make it happen. He's an interesting cat. Remember him from this brilliant phrase.
I'm just resisting. What am I resisting? I don't know. The collectivization of manufacture, the institutionalization of the human psyche. I'm not sure.
He's not sure. Okay, what is he resisting?
I'm just resisting. What am I resisting?
What?
I don't know. The collectivization of manufacture, the institutionalization of the human psyche. I'm not sure.
He's not sure. Okay, leave him alone. He's not sure.
And it's a documentary on him or something?
Yeah.
Is it called The Guy Out There?
No, it's not called The Guy Out There, even though that would be a brilliant title for it, because everybody know just who you're speaking of.
Yeah, The Guy Out There.
But that's not what it's called.
All right. That sounds interesting.
It does.
Yeah.
I think I'll watch it.
Is this going to follow him to, where was it, Thailand? Where did he go to?
Yeah, he went to Thailand for a while, or I don't know, the Philippines or something.
He got in trouble.
Because he had some issues with a young girl or whatever, right? Didn't he?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, there was some weirdness. Some weirdness there, so.
Wait, that guy was weird?
Yeah. That guy, the guy out there.
Out there?
Yeah.
No, let's rewind, guys. Hang on a second. When was he here? That guy?
That time when he was here.
Yeah, was that about 10, 15 years ago?
Something like that.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
So he was.
It was
weird.
Between now,
right,
and then.
Okay. So he was 2013 weird.
Yeah.
He's not 2024 weird.
Oh no. He is
now
not.
He's just he's salt of the earth.
Now he's completely normal in comparison to our world around us now.
Wow. We have fallen.
Speaking of our world around us, scientists want to implant a memory into the brain of criminals from the victim's perspective that they would have to see in their head over and over and over again.
Whoa.
There's a scientist who unveiled a concept for a prison of the future that he has claimed would fast-track a criminal's release to minutes instead of years or decades. It's called Cognify. The design implants synthetic memories of a person's crime into their brain, but it shows the crime from the victim's perspective. How weird is that? That's a Star Trek Voyager episode.
Oh.
From, I don't know, 25 years ago or something. Tom Paris, one of the characters on the Voyager craft, was wrongly accused of killing somebody. So what they did was implant the memory of the murder into his mind, and it replayed every 14 hours for the rest of his life.
Wait.
So
what a weird number. 14 hours?
Yeah, I don't know. So I'm not sure if it's exactly that, but man, this is Star Trek stuff they're talking about. You can implant synthetic memories into somebody's brain? And on Star Trek, they manipulated it to make it appear as though he murdered somebody when he actually didn't.
Funny you say that, because I was just telling Keith, I was like, it's like the plot of Minority Report with Tom Cruise.
Minority Report, too, yeah.
Yep.
Future crimes,
and then when the person got caught, they will replay, not every 14 hours. It was literally the entire time they were in prison. It was replaying in their mind.
Right. Weird.
Very weird.
Weird. Also, speaking of Star Trek, we're apparently getting closer to real, actual warp drive. If we ever want to, go beyond the moon or Mars, we're going to have something better than what we have now. You're going to have to travel faster than the speed of light, which many people think is impossible. According to Einstein, it's impossible.
What does he know?
But a new online toolkit, yeah, right. I mean, look at his hair. Guy couldn't even comb his hair. Listen to him on all of these theories.
Right.
Get a brush or at least a comb and then come back to me.
Yeah, then we'll listen.
Tell me about your relativity
So
thoughts.
we're about to go real fast or something?
Yeah, we're about to go real fast. We'll have to save this because it's it is pretty cool. It's pretty cool.
I'm excited.
The things that are on the horizon.
So it can take us far, far, far away from this madness.
Exactly. Yep.
All right.
More coming up.
This is Pat Gray Unleashed.
Started talking about this warp drive thing, which would be, if we're ever going to really explore space, deep space, you need something way better than we currently have, obviously, because the galaxy is stunningly large, containing up to 400 billion stars. And, of course, then that would mean there's trillions of planets just in the Milky Way. It's 100,000 light years across. So traveling at the speed of light, it would take you 100,000 years to cross the Milky Way. Okay, so sort of impractical to try to travel those distances. So a transgalactic photon that just exited the Milky Way today likely started its journey when Homo sapiens had yet to migrate out of Africa, according to the article. And that's traveling at roughly 670 million miles an hour. 670 million miles per hour. That's kind of fast.
Yeah.
Our rockets don't quite get there, today. So it would take roughly half a human lifetime just to exit our solar system.
Oh, God.
Is that amazing?
Wow.
So we're going to need something better than what we have. The chemical, the nuclear rockets of what we have today, they're not practical.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why sci-fi kind of holds the answer. Star Trek, especially with the warp drive thing. Scientists have longed for some sort of technology that can propel humans faster than what physics says is possible. And now a new online tool is helping engineers make warp drive the sole property, not just the sole property of Starfleet. Last week, a company called Applied Physics, which is an international group of scientists and engineers, they announced they created an online toolkit for analyzing warp drive spacetimes called the Warp Factory.
Ooh.
This comes only a few years after a flurry of papers reported that constructing warp drives built on the idea of space-time folding warp bubbles could be theoretically possible. So you fold space and go through it that way. Warp, is that cool? That is just, obviously we can't do it yet, but they think it's theoretically possible. Warp Factory provides an online playground for researchers to test warp engine ideas. Physicists can now generate and refine an array of warp drive designs with just a few clicks, allowing us to advance science at warp speed.
AI or something here?
Sort of like
work?
that. Yeah. Yeah. And they got $500,000, which is probably not going to cover it, but that's they've got $500,000 in grants so far to test this.
Okay, so it's not the government doing this, because we'll never get there if it's them.
No.
It's a private thing.
It's a private thing, and that's the way all this stuff's going to get done now.
Yeah. And what's the name of that group again that's hanging out?
Applied Physics.
Applied Physics.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Interesting, isn't it?
That'd be a band name in there.
It would be cool.
Cool.
Sure. This is fun, too. Biden officials are pushing to remove age limits for trans surgery.
This is evil. Our nation is run by demons.
Wow, that was anti-trans. Why are you so anti-trans? Why do you love Putin?
Because, you know what? I'm old school. I don't think kids should be chopping off body parts.
Oh, wow. Wow. Who are you to decide that?
Yeah, that's fair.
Health officials in the administration pressed an international group of medical experts to remove the age limits for adolescent surgeries from guidelines for care of transgender minors. No age limit at all. If you're 5 years old and you feel like you should be, and you're a boy in a girl's body, or you're a girl in a boy's body, we'll fix that for you. At 5, age minimums, officials feared, could fuel growing political opposition to such treatments.
Oh, gosh.
Oh, no, you don't want that. You don't want anybody to say, hey, can we take a minute here, take a breath before we start chopping up young kids' bodies? Just a thought. Just precautionary. If and when teenagers should be allowed to undergo transgender treatments and surgeries is, of course, a big debate. Opponents say children are too young to make such decisions, but supporters, including an array of medical experts, say that young people with gender dysphoria face depression and worsening distress if their issues go unaddressed.
Oh, yeah, but if you start chopping off parts...
Then they're super happy.
Then make them so that they can't have kids.
Do you know that there's virtually no difference in the suicide rate after they've done the surgery? So it continues to happen regardless. They make it like, well, you're saving lives. We're trying to save lives here. No.
Well, when compared to the suicide rate of just everyday kids, it's astronomical.
It's astronomical.
Like 12 times higher, I think.
But I'm comparing before the surgery to after the surgery.
It wasn't a fix-all that they had hoped for. Got it.
Nope. So you might treat it, I don't know, as an illness. Is that possible?
Wow. So look who the hater is now.
Oh, wow.
All right.
You can't ask questions about this, right? Because there's no reason to. Just do it and shut up.
Mm-hmm.
Just allow it and shut up.
But so this was the international community saying we should have standards, age limits, and then
that's us saying no, we need to remove those guidelines.
Wow.
The draft guidelines were released in 2021, recommended lowering the age minimums to 14 for hormonal treatments and 15 for mastectomies, 16 for breast augmentation or facial surgeries, and 17 for genital surgeries or hysterectomies. So those are pretty liberal guidelines to begin with.
Right.
And the Biden administration wants none of that.
Yeah, led by Rachel Levine.
There is no end to the evil that this administration is perpetrating on us and the rest of the world.
Yeah.
I mean, when Europe is saying, hey, you know what? Maybe we should be reasonable here on this. When they're the ones saying it on abortion, on trans surgeries, on any of these issues, and we're the ones that are trying to push them down a more radical path.
And at this point in our nation's history, what kind of leverage do we have over these countries where they're like, yep, okay, you're right. We'll get rid of any age limits. In other words, why are we... I guess we're just writing checks, and they still are important to these socialist countries that they're like, okay, well, whatever they want, because we got to still have money to fuel our societies. I don't know what it is. What moral authority do we have in this world at this point?
I'd say it's pretty well run out. I mean, we're dried up with moral authority. The moral authority is kind of coming from Europe now. It's really, it's sad and it's pathetic, and it makes you wonder what our future is. And if this guy is reelected, we're in serious. I mean, we're already in serious trouble. And what else is going on inside the Biden administration? Well, we were just talking about the gun guy a few minutes ago. The Surgeon General was talking about gun violence. Here he is.
Hello, I'm U.S. Surgeon General Dr. Vivek Murthy.
Hello.
Today, for the first time in the history of our office, I am issuing a Surgeon General's advisory on firearm violence.
Good, thank you.
It outlines the urgent threat firearm violence poses to the health and well-being of our country.
It's a health issue.
As a doctor, I've seen the consequences of firearm violence up close.
Have you?
In the lives of the patients I've cared for.
None of us have seen that.
These are moms and dads, sons and daughters, all of whom were robbed of their physical and mental health by senseless acts of violence.
Oh, gosh.
Unfortunately, the problem has continued to grow.
Yeah.
54% of adults in America report that they or a family member have experienced a firearm-related incident, whether they've been personally threatened with or injured by a firearm, lost a family member, witnessed a shooting, or shot a firearm in self-defense. Many of these harms are disproportionately felt in our communities.
Wait for it.
Black individuals endure the highest rates of firearm homicides, while suicide rates are highest among veterans, older white individuals, and younger American Indian and Alaska Native people.
Wait for
Alaska Native.
What is especially devastating is how this has affected our children.
Our children.
Firearm violence has become the number one cause of
Here we
death
go again.
among children and adolescents.
No, it
More
hasn't.
than car accidents or drug overdoses.
No.
There it is.
This is their big thing, though. This will be used on the debate tonight. Donald Trump doesn't want to do anything about that, and we're losing our children right and left to this. Our children at 18, at 19, are they children? No. They're adults at that point, and you can't include 18 and 19-year-olds in this discussion. I can't. And the children they're so worried about, they don't have any problem killing 1 million of them through abortion like they did last year. 1 million children were murdered last year because you insist upon it. How do they dare? How do they dare say that with a straight face? That they're worried about the children? Okay. Come on. So 4,600, is that what it was? The number of gun deaths, which includes, by the way, suicide. So the number of gun deaths among children last year was 4,600 something. The number of deaths via abortion was over 1 million. And that's not a problem at all.
So
they love that.
The ratio is 1 million abortions to 4,000 gun deaths.
Yeah.
And they are screaming about...
Every day they're using that statistic now. Jeez. We had a really bad incident just down the street from us in Irving at a Chick-fil-A yesterday.
Yeah.
Gosh.
Somebody came in and shot 2 people dead.
Yep.
You know, they're saying it was targeted. It's about a mile from here. It's terrible. And when I hear that story, I think even more reason
to have people with guns, good people with guns
carrying, because you might say, oh, look, I'm going into the Chick-fil-A. I'm going to be in there 15 minutes. You know, I'll just leave my gun in the car, or I don't need to carry in there. You never know when there might, and we don't know the details of this, but you never know when there might be a domestic violence thing. A guy shows up at his ex's place of work, and you might be in there at the wrong place at the wrong time. I don't know who this guy is, other than his name is Oved Bernardo Mendoza Argueta. So we'll see how this thing plays out.
Okay, well,
sounds like a fine man.
Oved Bernardo Mendoza Argueta.
Is he from Manawa?
I don't know. I'm just saying that's who Irving police are looking for right now.
Okay.
Oh, looking for. So we.
Yeah, he's on the run.
Oh, that's not good.
So keep your eye out if you know Ovid Bernardo Mendoza Argueta.
From Manawa, Nicaragua.
Again, I honestly
don't know for sure. We don't know if he's from Manawa, Nicaragua.
He could have a cousin from
Manawa, Nicaragua. Yes, he could. He could have a cousin there.
Keep those families in your prayers. And
wow, yeah, so
I don't
sad.
know the whole story there.
I mean, all of us have been to that Chick-fil-A.
Well, that's our Chick-fil-A.
1,000 times. I practically lived there.
That's where we get our food
diabetes.
from.
Yeah,
that's when you guys see us eat Chick-fil-A, it's from that Chick-fil-A.
There's two on that street.
There is, yes.
They're at either end. Is this the end of that's close to the freeway?
No,
or the other one?
It's
okay.
It's on the
one where you go downhill to it.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Yes.
It's sitting right next to the guy with the 3D printed guns.
You know what?
Right okay.
I hesitate to say this because it might make me a prime suspect, although my name isn't Ovid Bernardo Mendoza Argueta.
And you're not from Manawa, Nicaragua.
I don't know where this guy's from.
Okay.
But I've actually had a talk with them before because they screwed up my order so many times.
Oh, no.
I actually told them that I would no longer be going to that Chick-fil-A.
Oh, really?
I said, there's another one equidistance from my place of business, and this is about 5 years ago. I said, I can't take how you guys, every time they screw up my order. Maybe
really?
Ovid had an order issue. And so they got to the point where the lady came out and sat down and talked to me. How can I get you to still
come here?
Come here. And I'm just like,
they treasured your patronage.
And then I
of
see
that
this on the
establishment.
news.
Spit it on his face.
Have you been back?
No.
Oh, wow.
No, I told her. I said, I'm sorry. I can't do this anymore.
That relationship
I don't know that they've
bad.
I don't think they've ever screwed up one of
and
my
they don't
orders.
screw it up at the other one.
No,
That's all I'm saying. I go to the other one now.
All right.
Do you check your order before you leave?
Now I do.
Oh, okay.
Like, what do they get wrong?
Yeah, I'm
pickles
curious
on
now.
it.
They
when you
leave
told them
something
no
out.
pickles.
No, they just
out.
leave. They leave an item out, and
so you can get your fries.
There was like 3 times in a row, and they would write. I would call up there. I'm like, you did it again, and then they would write my name in a book, and then I'd come up there, and I'd be like,
Keith
again, and then, to the point where they were just like, okay, let's check the book again. Okay, there it is.
Wow.
We owe you a fry.
Wow.
Anyway. It's not like Chick-fil-A.
Maybe the person at the drive-thru is from Manawa, Nicaragua.
I see. Yeah,
it's possible, and they don't speak English, so they don't understand your order.
I see.
As a person that is English is my second language,
right? Like you.
Sometimes I don't understand you.
Yeah.
Just like you don't understand me.
Right.
Yeah.
But you're not from Manawa, Nicaragua.
No, I'm not. I'm from Puerto Rico.
Puerto Rico. Wasn't it Obama who said that? So let me see.
Puerto Rico.
Big water.
Big water. Water.
Water. Big water. Ocean water.
Ocean
water.
We
got to get some of those tonight.
Oh, definitely.
But yeah, Obama and his entire administration, in fact, the Biden administration now, they love to overemphasize.
Administration.
The
administration.
But I mean, these news anchors, it's over the top.
Yeah.
With the pronunciation. Look how cultured I am.
Yeah, it's not really a subtle nuance that they're doing there. There's no subtle nuances. They really exaggerate it. When they get to that word that they can really lean into, or that phrase like Manawa Nicaragua, they really go for it. And I love that. Latina. You can't just say Latina. It's got to be Latina.
Well, actually,
Manawa Nicaragua.
It changes. Latinx. So
yeah, is it Latinx?
Right. It's Latinx.
Oh, by the way, I called out our illustrious vice president last night on Twitter, who tweeted out something about how Donald Trump or somebody, I think she said Donald Trump, want to get rid of abortions for Latinas, and I had to correct her. I don't know if I'm sure she saw it.
Definitely, she did.
So she's basically inferring that only women can get pregnant.
Yep.
And is it the correct term Latinx?
Yep.
Or Latinx?
Thinks.
Because
Kleenex.
This administration, if they've taught us anything, they've taught us that men can be pregnant.
Oh.
Yeah, and words matter. Yes.
Yep.
That's right.
They have taught us all those things, and thank you for that. Thank you. All right. Good. All right, let me tell you about balance of nature. This is the way I get my fruits and vegetables, especially my vegetables, because I just hate vegetables So I get the dosage I need every day from Balance of Nature, but you can get your fruits and vegetables. Like 31 different fruits and vegetables are included in this.
That's helpful.
I mean, you'd need to buy the entire produce aisle and eat it every day.
No, thank you.
In order to get the kind of nutrition that you can get from Balance of Nature. It's awesome.
I'll take those.
So do this. Go to balanceofnature.com, sign up as a new preferred customer using the promo code PAT, and you'll get 35% off your first order. 35% off your first order. Balanceofnature.com, promo code PAT.
This is Pat Gray Unleashed.
All right, don't forget the big debate tonight. We're going to cover it here. We're going to be live tweeting and streaming and all of those things here. There's your details right there. Blaze Live, first presidential debate. We got to show CNN's logo on it the whole time, so don't let that freak you out.
CNN did not buy us.
No, they didn't buy us. And we're just kind of horning in on their broadcast. But they're allowing it, which I think is cool.
We're playing by the rules.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I think it's completely reasonable.
100.
That they would say, yeah, you got to show our logo if you're going to play it. Well, okay.
What did Fox
All right.
News? They did some debate.
Yeah, Fox was way worse than that.
They said nothing.
Yeah, Fox said you can't.
3 minutes.
You can't air it.
You can't air
You
it?
can do, I think, a total of 3 minutes of clips.
total.
The next day,
You have to delete it all.
then never again.
Yep.
Oh yeah, you have to delete it from all of
You have
your
to delete it from
social
all
media
your social
stuff.
media,
Right.
social media, podcast, platform.
Fox was way
It
worse
was
on that.
horrible. You would think they'll be better.
You would think, but no.
No,
they weren't. They weren't. So while I can't stand CNN, I think this is a reasonable thing to. Yeah. I mean, it's our debate. You got to show our logo.
So
we have to say we have to say that it's simulcast something.
It's a simulcast.
Yeah, you have to say that.
In America, in English, we pronounce that simulcast.
Well, in Puerto Rico, it's simul.
Yeah, it is simulcast, I guess.
Actually, it is simulcasto.
Do you think that? Oh, look
You're
at
right.
you.
I was saying it in Spanish.
Oh, that's good.
So I apologize for that.
Do you think this will be the last debate that we have of these two?
I think there's a good chance, but we'll see. We'll see. Because if Biden does well, they're not going to want to chance it again. They're going to say, hey, look, we already did this, and we're not going to do a second one with a convicted felon. And if it doesn't go well, they're certainly not going to chance it again. So either way, I think they're done after tonight. But we'll see.
Okay.
We'll see. Meantime, let's go to Bobby in Florida about the debate tonight. Hey, Bobby.
Hey, Pat, I don't know if you remember, but I called you about 4 or 5 years ago.
I do remember. Bobby from 4 or 5 years ago.
Yes!
We were just wondering where you were.
It's been a while, bro.
I'm the guy who told you that the NFL was going to use inflatable fans and audiences for the game.
Okay.
And you did a Bronco Nagurski. But anyway, you remember that?
Yes, he does.
Yes, I remember it clearly.
My prediction for tonight is they're going to use an inflatable Biden with a voice box.
Okay.
Obama backstage doing all the talking. And when the debate is over, they're just going to deflate Biden so they don't have to walk him off the stage. And that'll be it. They just deflate him.
I like it. Would not surprise me. Thanks, Bobby. Good to hear from you again after all this time. Don't be such a stranger.
Yeah.
Because we've been wondering, right before the show, it's weird that you called today, because right before the show, we were saying, hey, you remember Bobby from 4 or 5 years ago when he called?
And then
You
I
were
said,
asking
and then
me.
I said, oh, the one in Florida, right?
Yeah, the one in Florida.
And then you were asking Chris, can you check the lines to make sure they're working? And you did not block Bobby from Florida. And I did. I have not blocked him.
Okay. Well, good. I'm glad he got through. Mary Blair. Hey, Mary. Welcome.
Hey, Pat. Bingo.
Oh, good job.
That was kind of weak,
but
that was very weak. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Where did your bingo happen?
Fourth row, subtle nuances. The impeached Alejandro Mayorkas. He is not respected. Pat mentions his backyard beavers and
Right.
weak, ineffective BS.
Awesome. All right. Nicely done.
I want
Gary.
a weak and effective BS line from Trump tonight. Good job.
All right, so we've got $30 worth of merch from PatGrayShop.com and the dozen Kexi cookies from Kexi.com, where we sell the most delicious cookies on the face of the planet.
And everything's good right now. No machines are broken.
No machines are broken.
And new flavors are locked in for this month?
Yeah, I think they start July 1st.
Oh, so good.
Tastes like freedom? What are we doing for July?
Yes, that's exactly right.
We have a red, white, blue cookie?
Uh-huh. I don't know.
What do you mean you don't know?
Wait, aren't you the owner?
You can check the website and see exactly what's going on there.
Okay, well, let's go.
Do they not keep you in a family meeting?
Don't go to your website.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
Now he's going to go to his website.
I'm going to go to the website.
Because somebody isn't maintaining.
Oh, no. What?
Is Father's Day over?
Oh, boy. Really? It's a big Father's Day thing?
Oh, no, it is Father's Day at Kexi Cookie.
No.
Pretend you didn't hear that from me.
Don't say that.
Anyway, hope everyone has a great day. Don't forget we got the coverage starting at 7:30 Eastern tonight.
Yeah, 7:30 tonight on The Blaze. Use the promo code. What is the promo code?
I still post Pat Originals.
Yeah, just do
for
that.
$30 off.
Get $30 off.
Because you want them to know that we sent you there.
Yeah.
True. Give us the credit.
Pat Originals, $30
Okay, well,
off.
a pop-up came up.
Yep.
Get free shipping on your first order.
Okay, close that.
That isn't
Close that.
awesome. I mean, that saves you a lot of money.
That saves you money.
That's really good. Yeah, and then it's the Father's Day box,
Well, maybe
which
you
we
still
sold
have
out
some.
of a couple of weeks ago. So,
shoot.
But it says limited
yeah.
quantities available.
Yeah, and they were limited, and they're in fact so limited
Someone's
now.
about to make a
they're
phone
completely
call,
gone.
I think.
Yeah. All right, we'll see you on Overtime, and then right back here to talk about the debate tomorrow.
This is Pat Gray Unleashed.